screen reveals a tweet from Mark Crenshaw to Andy Imparato, Michael-Gamel-McCormick, and the AUCD virtual trainee. Why is it important to teach trainees about social media? Michael-Gamel-McCormick responds, to support one another, share knowledge, create community, trade stories, inform providers, and build confidence. Andy Imparato responds, because leadership for social justice in 2015 involves knowledge of social media.
My name is Mark Crenshaw. I'm the training director at the Georgia Leadership Education in Neurodevelopmental and Related Disabilities program at Georgia State University in Atlanta. I'm just here to introduce this video that is our attempt to talk about the ways we teach trainees and fellows in the Georgia LEN program to use social media as a networking tool and as a tool for advocacy.
Transition reveals a sign that reads National Center for Primary Care, Building A, Megan Douglas, J.D., Associate Project Director, Health IT Policy, National Center for Primary Care, A308.
And refused to join Facebook and was not on Twitter. And then through our conversations and actually getting to see some of how you incorporated social media into the LEND curriculum, I got really intrigued by it and thought that it would be a tool with a completely different purpose from some of the more traditional networking tools that I use. You know, we tweeted a lot around the State of the Union, and it was really interesting to me to see how many people were using that same hashtag during the State of the Union, and to not just, applaud when President Obama mentioned disability issues, which there was a lot of that, and but also providing the disability lens when it may have been a seemingly non-related issue.
Transition reveals white letters on a black background that say, what have been your best days on social media?
Self-interest with the manuscript and having, especially having Andy, retweeting that, and he has a huge following and has a lot of, has done a lot of things that I really respect. So to have him and, you helped make that connection as well, but to see that play out, that was really cool from a professional development standpoint. And then from work project related, we tweeted to one of our funding agencies the need for them to address health equity in some of the proposed rules that they were having coming out, and thanking them for addressing health equity. And they retweeted that, which reached 56,000 other Twitter feeds because of the number of followers that they have. And I was able to take that to our program officers and say, hey, this is one of the tweets that we got and raised the issue on the agenda of the agency. So
the screen transitions to white letters on a black background that read Karen Harris-Brown, PhD, GA-LEN 2014-2015, Associate Director, Virgin Islands USED. The screen transitions to white letters on a black background that say, what motivates you to engage on social media?
Just being really, having a fire underneath me, wanting to send anything related to social justice or civil rights. Any kind of article that I've read or any kind of movement, if you will, that is there, I will use that. I will use Twitter for that.
The screen transitions to white letters on a black background that say, does social media help you stay connected?
Absolutely. That's an excellent question. And yes, I consider the Virgin Islands to be rural. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. We're surrounded by all this water, and not too many people are using Twitter. Although we have a Twitter page, I don't see much movement. And so what we're trying to do more of now is to bring more recognition to the Virgin Islands, you said. and to stay abreast of what's going on the U.S. mainland as well.
The screen shows a tweet from Mark Crenshaw to Karen Harris-Brown, incredibly grateful to talk to Karen Harris-Brown about her commitment to social media and advocacy, and a response from Karen that says, "It was my pleasure, still learning. #lifelong learner." Screen transitions to white letters on a black background that says, "And the training continues." Transition reveals the screenshot of a tweet from Sarah Lacy to Mark Crenshaw that reads, "Great learning experience today about the importance of social networking in today's world." Do you have questions about integrating social media in your training program? Contact Mark Crenshaw at mcrenshaw@gsu.edu or on Twitter at mccrenshaw.